Yo, yo, good morning, good morning, good morning. We're back once again, one pair at a time podcast channel. What's going on, y'all? I'm your host, Lewis Way It Kicks of the Way It Kicks channel, one of the four horsemen here of the One Pair at a Time podcast channel, everybody. Appreciate y'all being tapped in. Today is March 22nd, and it was supposed to be an Obsidian low weekend, but according to the Sinkers app, they pushed it back to next weekend. But last I checked, JD Sport Finish Line was still releasing the shoes, so I'm not necessarily sure what exactly is going on here. You know, uh, Nike is always subject to change with a lot of stuff, but according to what I see, hopefully this comes up here. It says March 29th. If y'all can read the blurriness a little bit. March 29th, they're dropping on the sneakers app. Let's see here. Let me recheck Finish Line JD Sports, see if they changed it up, because I did take exclusive access on the Obsidian One lows for my guy, Mr. Think I'm Possible, and shout out to him. He's in Atlanta for the weekend, gonna be helping some family members move actually. Kind of a strange situation that's going on as to why he had to fly out there to help, but shout out to him. It's all good. Uh Jay Elevate is, I thought he was supposed to be back already, but I knew that jet lag was going to get your boy, so he probably wasn't going to be on. And yeah, it shows here now. JD Sport Finish Line has now changed it to Saturday, March 29th, even though they gave us exclusive access earlier this week, because that's when they're supposed to originally release this Saturday. And yeah, so now those shoes won't get shipped till next week sometime. So it is what it is. And Purple Haze, I don't know where the heck. Listen. Y'all see my face every week. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. What's going on, everybody? Ken Norton in the chat right now. DJ Tyler Radio in the chat. Tyler, what's good, man? What's good? Listen, the rest of the crew, I can't call it right now. Rest of the crew, I can't call it. But hey, man, we gonna make it do what it do. It said, did you get an official charge for EA? No, I did not. I did not see anything come through saying that I was actually getting charged from JD Sport Finish Line for the Obsidian One Lows reservation. So it looks like that kind of pre-hold charge that they do, even though the money's not technically taken out of your account, will be held there until next week. He said, I need a size 10 in the brick by brick. Anybody want to help me out? Well, it's funny you bring that up, Mr. Ken Norton, because today, through Union LA website, there will actually be one more opportunity at retail for the brick by bricks. Let me go ahead and see if I can find where I have this information at here, because someone sent it to me. Yeah, that's right, my guy. Let me show y'all here real quick. Present screen, share. Let's see what we got here. Yes, sir. So, all right. So see it down there, Union LA. All right, it'll be 12 o'clock Eastern. They're going to have a raffle. More than likely, it's going to be that EQL. All right. And so 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you will have 1 hour to go ahead and put in for the raffle. And let's see what happens. You know what I mean? Good luck to everybody out there that's going to try for these. I'm still waiting on my pair that I ordered. I got the dub. I got the got 'em, but through StockX. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm still waiting on the seller to go ahead and ship my pair. Now, I had a pretty extensive conversation with StockX customer service yesterday, and they assured me that the seller had requested an extension for this coming Monday to be able to ship the shoes. So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens because yeah, I don't know. I got notification that my Midnight Navy SB4s, they're on the way to StockX for verification, and then once I get them in hand, I run them through my own verification just to double check and make sure. You can never be too careful these days. You trust, but you verify. But in any case, yeah, man, we got these coming in. We're going to see what it do when I get them. Let's see here. I did cop 2 Jordan SB4s Navy in a size 10 at 2 of my local skate shops. Wow. Well, listen, you got yourself some good trade bait then to try to come up on them Nigels. I'll tell you that. That'll be some good trade bait for sure. Let's see here. On Union's IG story, they said you'll receive an email if you win on. Oh, man. He said you have to request a code whenever you chat with them. They always give a code if you hit them up on late orders. What kind of code you talking about, Jay? Because they already hit me they already gave me like a $20 refund a couple of days ago when I hit them up asking what's the delay. What kind of code you talking about? Let me know what you mean by that. What kind of code? Yeah, that's interesting. I've never heard about a code for them. Let's see here. Let's check out Union's IG story. Let's see what's up with Union IG story, y'all. And who in here was able to actually hit on the SB4 Midnight Navies? Who was actually able to hit on the SB4s? Shout out to Ken Norton for being able to cop 2 pair. You're lucky for that one, I'll tell you that. 2 pair. Let's see here. I think this is it. We have another. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. Let me go ahead and share my screen again. All right. Yep, says here. We got another chance. UnionLosAngeles.com. Entries begin 9 a.m. Now that's 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So close it. So you got 1 hour. It says here entries begin at 9 a.m. Closes at 10 a.m. Winners will be announced end of day via email with instructions on how to complete their purchase. Y'all got to watch your emails, man. Make sure you check them spam boxes, all that good stuff. Because I did see when some people were able to hit on the Jordan 4, the Midnight Navy SB4s, that their email to go ahead and complete the purchase from like CCS or whatever was in their spam box. So also too, for people that hit with the Jordan 1 Union Shadow Chicago's, they had the same issue, man. And shout out to our guy, Mr. Think, who was actually able to hit here on these Bike Air 4s at retail from Sneakers app in his size 12. I was shocked that they got him for him, you know what I'm saying? But hey, at least somebody took home that retail pair like that. Let's see here. The first was first come, first serve, and I was there at 3 a.m. And I was still number 7 in line. And the other one is my wife hit on the raffle at the skate shop. Damn, look at that. My man Ken Norton was out there camping. What was it like to camp out for a shoe? When's the last time you camped out for a shoe besides these? Waiting on my rare air today. Hope Final Boss don't get me. Which rare air did you get, though? 3s, 4s, one of the ones? Oh, percentage off code. So, Jay, I actually got notified because I paid for my pair through PayPal. So, I got notification from StockX and PayPal that a refund was on the way. So, I'm good. I'm good on that end. But I appreciate that though. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know sometimes, they'll tell you one thing and then, then you got to end up contacting them back saying, hey, I thought you guys were going to do something for me. Jordan 4 Rare Air. You have to let us know what you think about those. You have to let us know what you think about them once you get them in hand, because I like the Jordan 4 Rare Airs. I think it's definitely a unique pair. Definitely one got to have in the collection. But in terms of the Rare Air pack, the two pairs of ones, the 3, the 4, and I guess if you really are being technical, you can throw in the undefeated 4s, because when you remove the patch tag off the tongue on the undefeated 4s, it actually does say Rare Air on there as well. But to me, let's remove the undefeateds out of there. If you just look at the other pairs, to me, the 3s stand out the most, especially with that mirrored Nike Air on the back. I think that's a very unique feature that I can't recall us ever necessarily getting. It's almost, I kind of would hate to bring this up, but it's almost like getting a reverse swoosh, right? Like you would have on a Travis Scott. Anyway, that's the first thing that came to mind. You know what I mean? So the fact that they are mirroring that Nike Air on the back of those Rare Air 3s, I think that is just a very unique feature that I can't recall us ever getting. For those y'all out there interested, the Rare Air 4s are available on StockX and GOAT. If you guys are interested, and there's a number of resellers out there that have them early, it's up to you guys what you want to do in that aspect. But, listen, they're going to end up in retail stores, so I would kind of wait. But here, man, you see that mirror image here of the Nike Air on the back. He said FOMO got me this month. Listen, FOMO at some point in time or another, FOMO's going to get us all. Now, some people, they'll tell you, nah, FOMO ain't. Yeah, FOMO gets everybody at some point. It may not be sneaker-wise. It may not always be sneaker-wise, but somehow, some way, the fear of missing out comes for us all. Pause. Let's see. Ken Norton said the SB Futura was the last camp out. Man, how were the campouts at your local area? Were they pretty? Nah, FOMO don't get me. Bro. You and FOMO are best friends. You and FOMO are best friends. FOMO is your best friend right now. He said, I said, my want list is now at 12 sneakers total. I'm cut off. Really? 12, only 12? I mean, 12 is still a lot, right? 12 is still a lot of shoes. In the grand scheme, when you multiply it by at least 200, right? You're talking at least over $2,000. Was it 2,400? I think. Yeah, it'd be 2,400. So that's still a decent amount of change. You know what I mean? It is. It's a decent amount. I think I am definitely over 12 pairs for this year as far as my wants list. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's with all the OGs. Although I did pass over the Olive 9s, I did pass over the Cool Gray 9s, and my guy DJ Tyler, I'll be looking to try to ship those Cool Gray 9s today. I'm gonna try to hit the little review. I already got your label, all that. I mean, I sent you the pictures. You still good, but man, just with everything we see coming, especially like, we talking about these Rare Airs real quick. This right here is definitely on the list of shoes that gotta come home. Like, and you know what? I don't usually do double ups, but I might keep an extra pair of these Rare Air 3s to stock up on. I just might. I just might do it. You know, for all the pairs of shoes I have, you know, I pretty much have one of everything. But with the Rare Airs, these 3s, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm really liking them. I think it might be. It might be. It might be. You know what the problem is with the double up though? It's like when you allocate extra funds to the same sneaker, mentally it always kind of throws me off to getting the next pair. You know what I'm saying? My man said order 2 Union LA Brick by Bricks and Rare Air Force. Ooh. Ooh. So you ordered 2 of each of those? 2 of each? Wow. Yeah, confirm that. Confirm that, Jay. 2 of each? Hey, a shout out to you, bro, for doing it. I mean, especially, listen, I can 1000% understand ordering 2 of the Brick by Bricks, ordering 2 of the Chicago Union Shadow Chicago's. Because let's think of it. He goes, no 2 of the Union. Okay. So I can understand ordering 2 of certain shoes just due to the fact that, you know, for what we know right now, the Nigels, now granted there's a blue pair floating around out there we're seeing images of the Brick by Brick. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I believe before on the podcast we had shown you guys the blue. Let's see, Nigel Sylvester Brick by Bricks. Let's see if we can get him to come up. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, I got images here for y'all. Here we go. So apparently there's a blue pair out there, not 100% as to whether or not they're going to release. You know, not 100% as to whether or not they're going to release. But, you know, when you think about the fact that with these Bike Air 4s, it's the first of its kind, right? Much like the Pine Green SB4s. Now, granted, they came out with other colorways, and that navy colorway is clean. The red colorway, 0.0001% of society is actually going to touch, seeing as how they're selling pairs for like $10,000 or whatever. You know, it is what it is. If they drop this blue pair, and look, for whatever reason, blue just seems to do well out here in these streets when it comes to sneakers. And we could very well see the chase for this blue pair being even greater than the chase for the orange pair. Be that as it may, you know, orange isn't necessarily everyone's cup of tea. But for whatever reason, different shades of blue, whenever Jordan Brand seems to release them, you know, i.e. like UNC blue, Midnight Navy blue, you know, washed blue, whatever, they always seem to just grab the masses' attention. Pause. So, I don't know. I know a lot on the podcast here. We talk a lot about the OG and making sure to give respect to the OGs. But, I mean, what do y'all think? What looks better, that Bike Air on the blue or that Bike Air on the original? That Cinnabar red or orange, or however they want to call it. Still want to double up on the Ama 3. Look, the Ama 3s are cheap enough to where you can go ahead and get you a double up if you're talking about that black pair. You know? My man said Awake 5s or bust. Ooh. Them pink Johns. You want the pink Awake 5s. Listen, that's a hype beast type of shoe right there, for real. That shoe stands out from a mile away, in my opinion. And that's just in the pictures. He said, I wear my sneakers unlike someone who will remain nameless that is in another country right now. Damn. Don't do it to him, bro. Don't do it to him. He's not here to defend himself. So I doubled up on the unions because I will wear them out. Hey, look. Shout out to you for doing that, bro. Like, and that's what I was thinking with these rare airs. For some reason, I just. But then again, my dilemma always comes down to, I mean, y'all see, the shoes I have behind me. Here in the closet, I got boxes of sneakers, and it's like when you switch between so many pairs of shoes, it's like, at what point would the shoe actually even wear out unless they were kept in a place that's not good for preservation? You know what I'm saying? So in that sense, I'm just like, do I really need the double up? But then it's always nice to just know, like, if something were to ever happen with the shoe that I have on foot, like, for example, I don't know, like you're walking somewhere and you scrape them wrong across the curb or something like that, just accidents do happen. And let's just say that rub against the curb, did some damage to the leather, did some damage to the midsole, and now it's like, okay, can I get these repaired? That's going to be the first thought. And you're going to be upset that pair you have on feet's even messed up, but there is somewhat of a sigh of relief knowing you have an extra pair, but you figured that extra pair was going to sit there for quite some time before you actually felt the need to even get them. And now that you got some damage to the current shoe, of course, you're going to exhaust all avenues in trying to get them fixed or doing what it is you can do. But yeah, having that backup pair, especially in a shoe like these guys here, for sure. Now, the great thing about it is one of the best features is around the mud guard. They actually, hardened it. They used some type of chemical and they hardened that material. So in a sense, it's supposed to, take on some punishment in a way, right? To where the shoe will still be protected. And if you recall, Nigel Sylvester's first collab with Jordan Brand was a Jordan 1, and they built it with scuff marks already to make it look like it had been used in a sense, right? I mean, some of the shoes out here, it's interesting because once you actually put a little wear and tear into them, they're actually supposed to look better, which was, i.e., the thought process when they did the Jordan 1 85 highs, right? The thought process was give it that extra thicker leather, and the more you actually wear the shoe, the better they're supposed to look over time. Now, I don't know anyone out there that's actually given their 85 high breads some extended wear testing, but over the years, we'll have to, keep checking in and see what happens. I mean, I haven't even had a chance to wear my damn pair. I need to rectify that 100%. Let's go to some of these comments here. Oh, look who tapped in. Hold up. Look who tapped in. Yo, 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 yo.
Yo, what up?
What up? Mr. Think I'm Possible. What's good with you, bro?
Listen,
we was just talking about you.
Yo, I'm chilling, man. I'm actually about to go get this little rental truck, but I want to tap in real quick. Let me see. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfect, bro.
All right, perfect. I'm trying to get my AirPod connected.
I can hear you perfectly. You good.
Let me see.
You good. Let's see here. I'm hoping for those diffuse blue Armor 3. Anyone else go for them through EQF. Look, Jason C., you know what? I'm not going to knock you for trying to go for them through the normal raffle process, but there's a lot of people out there that think that shoe's going to end up going on sale. But we've heard that before. So if you feel that strong about the shoe, I'm not going to tell you not to go after them and get them at the regular retail price. Whatever you think is going to make you feel better to have that shoe, just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it, bro. Let's see here. The texture on the bike, Air Force is very similar feel to how a bed liner is. Oh yeah. So okay. DJ Tyler Radio said that it feels like the spray on bed liner that they use now in a lot of the pickup trucks. That would actually make a lot of sense. Now, are they going to tell you that's what that is? Are they going to tell you it's some spray on bed liner material? Absolutely not. For whatever reason, to hear that that's what they use on a shoe, it's like, I don't know. I mean, what do you think, Mr. Think? You got yourself on mute right now, though.
Yeah, that he's on to something. Because I was actually thinking that
Really?
that is the type of material that it is.
Spray on bed liner.
It's not like it feels bad. So it's not like it feels bad, but it definitely has that type of material. Yep, a spread on bed liner, absolutely. Or like some sort of material you can spray on like a moving ramp that gives you like a grip, like that
Yes.
rubberized.
Yep.
That's exactly what he's on to something. That's exactly what it does feel like. Yep.
So, all right. So now that we have you here, okay. Here's my question for you though, right? Because you didn't in your video, and shout out to Mr. Thank, he actually dropped a nice review on the Nigel fours. Y'all make sure to check that out.
Yeah, appreciate that.
But I'm surprised you mentioned the wet cement fours, but you actually didn't grab the pair to compare them, because I feel like there's more similar features with the wet cement fours in these Nigels than people are actually considering.
Do you think so? And there was kind of a reason why maybe I did not do it. Um, because I had them in hand, and so I just to go off of the top of my mind, and you want to know what? Maybe that would make a very good video. Next video. So the red cement fours, right? Outside of the colors being predominantly gray and the Nigels being predominantly red or that cinnabar,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about the wet cements. That mud guard in the front is a different texture. There's no caging on the wet cement fours. It has kind of like that concrete stamp, into the caging.
Mm-hmm.
There's no tag on the tongue. It has that like that stamp on the tongue. We don't have that Nike swoosh in the front. We do not have a different color on the inside air sole unit. We have the red on the Nigels. So it wasn't the cut, like how Perp pointed out about the inside cut. So
For
there's a
the
lot
heel.
that the heel, yeah. So and we don't have the bikie ear in the back. So there were quite a bit of differences,
Correct.
outside of it being just a predominantly solid color shoe. There
So
were quite a bit of differences. That's, I think, the reason why I didn't bring it up, because it wasn't really too similar outside of it just being a solid gray shoe.
okay. So here are the similarities that I thought of was the fact that the wet cement fours, the brick by bricks were supposed to represent a brick, correct? Wet
Absolutely.
cement fours were supposed to represent
Cobblestone
cobblestone,
streets and
right?
terms, yeah.
So there's one right there. Now,
Correct.
I felt as though, just based off what I could see with the naked eye, was that the uppers of the wet cements and the Nigels were of similar material. Not the mudguard area. I'm talking about the
Yeah.
uppers.
The uppers. Oh,
Were of similar material. Now,
okay.
granted, the back tab was different because the back tab is way stiffer on the wet cements and all that.
Yes, for sure. Oh, yeah,
Right.
for sure.
But also, you talk about the mudguard. The mudguard, though, granted, is a more rugged material on the bricks, correct?
Yes, yes,
But
it's
on
not.
the wet cements, if you go back and when you get home to check them out again, it's actually a pretty rugged mudguard that they put on those too.
Yes, but the mud guard on the bricks, even though it's rugged, it's soft. It's rubberized. It's not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not a.
It's not hardened.
It's not hardened. Correct.
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 And then the other thing you pointed out was the box.
Yep. So
I feel like the box is probably. I felt like that box was the wet cement box, just in orange.
to your point, I was like no lie, I was going to do a comparison between the two, and no lie, watch this. I was going to call the video brick and mortar. That's literally, I had the idea.
Ooh.
I had the idea to do it, and then like I said, the
Ooh.
more and more I looked into the shoe, the more I really began to see, outside of a brick and concrete, the similarities were there were more differences than similarities, if that makes sense.
Got you.
And that's the only reason why I really didn't take that path, but I did have that idea of doing it. And I also know that you were trolling, saying that the brick by bricks were just wet cement.
I be trolling. I be trolling people on that. I know.
Yeah, I'm about to get inside of the car, so I don't know if I'm gonna lose signal by getting off the Wi-Fi. We'll see. If so,
it'll probably take a minute to switch over to when you're on the regular network, but I don't believe we should lose you at all. So,
all right, cool.
Other than that, man, I mean, you'll be able to tap right back in. It's all good.
Yeah, we'll do.
DJ Tyler says, if wet cement had Nike Air on the back and a soft tab, it would literally be an unstoppable shoe.
Oh, man, there's something about that tab in the back. As you saw in my video, how I just kept showing comparisons, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That comparison breakdown, you gave it a back tab. I really like that. That was nice. He said, look how stiff this joint is, and you was tipping the shoe.
Bro, the whole shoe. The whole shoe
was tipping. The whole shoe was tipping. That's facts. But to DJ Tyler's point, if they threw the white Nike Air on the back of the wet cement 4s, oh man, yeah. That's true. That's very true. I think they would have done something. They would have made even more noise than they already did. Even more noise than that. You know what? I kind of want the wet cement 4s back in the collection. I know I sold mine. You on mute, Mr. Think.
Oh, my bad. Say that again.
Oh, it's all good. I said I think I kind of want the wet cement 4s back in the collection. I sold mine.
Oh, I didn't know you got rid of yours.
Yeah, I did. I sold mine. I sold it. Yeah. It was a couple months ago.
No. You good?
I needed the money.
No. You good? Nah. I got a 12 and a half. I'm about to say I'll give you another pair I got, but I believe in 12 and a half. That might be too big for you.
You know what? Hey, I could make a trade on that joint though for my size.
Yeah, and plus, I don't think they're going for anything. What are they doing resale right now? Do you know?
Let's see. Anybody know off the top of the head? Jordan 4 wet cement. Let's see. Jordan 4 wet cement. Where we at? I got the GOAT first, so. Oh man, hold up. Let me go to Old Faithful real quick. Jordan 4 wet cement. Jeffrey Flight, what's good with you, bro? What's good? Shout out to everybody. Good morning to everyone out there, man. March 22nd. Let's see here. Come on, man. Oh, there we go. 12 and a half going for $300. Size 12 going for $305. So it's close. Size 12 and a half going for $300. 12 and a half going for $305. You know what I'm saying? So you got a 12 and a 12 and a half?
Yeah. Yep. The 12 is what I've been wearing on foot.
Gotcha.
And the 12 and a half is on ice. Yep.
Got you. Well, look, they're comparable in price. Maybe I could do a size swap. But that's if you trying to come up off. I'm not gonna make you come up off the shoe, bro. I'm not.
I might even. Yeah. Let me get home and check. I'm going off the top of my head, but I want to say it was only a double up, and I do got another pair. I just don't remember the size. I think it's a 12 and a half, but when I get home, I'll verify that with you.
All right.
Yep.
By the way, You missed it earlier, but the release of the Obsidian ones has been shifted to next week.
Oh, you know what?
The
Did that
Obsidian
have
one
something to do?
lows.
Did that have something to do with that train heist that I've been hearing about? Another
There
heist?
was another one.
Oh, you didn't hear about it?
I
Yeah.
saw someone post about it, but I thought it was just an old post. There was. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Y'all was holding out. There was. I didn't even read the article. Thieves steal 300K of unreleased Nike shoes in another train heist. Damn. What'd they get to this time?
That's what I was
On March
assuming.
4th.
That's what
So
I was
wait,
assuming what it was. They didn't. I don't think they said what it was though.
stealing 1,500 unreleased Nike sneakers worth 300K near Kingman, Arizona. Conductor spotted them, leading to a short chase and an arrest. Troopers recovered 250 master cases of shoes. Won't be available to the public till April 1st. So wait, what's coming out April 1st? Chat, where y'all at? Shout out to the chat for being tapped in right now. Please, y'all, double tap that screen, run them likes up. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate all the love and support you guys give us each and every week. Don't forget, we got the raffle going on for the size 11 flu games I have here. All right, $15 a spot. Y'all can get up to 2 spots right now. All right, let me see here. This is the PayPal if y'all want to enter. Okay, that's the PayPal. And this is the Cash App. On my IG, Wear Your Kicks 26. I have it pinned there as the first post. Y'all can see what the listing is. And everybody that's in there, once we got all the spots filled, we will be running it elimination style. I'll probably be live with the entire crew, selecting the winner on that too. Let's see here. Dang, bro, it's the freaking Wild West. That's right. Bro, if you talking to us, you on mute right now.
Yeah, man. They out here doing these train heists like it's Red Dead Redemption or something, man.
Ooh.
I wonder if they're rolling up on horses, on the side of the train, like yeah.
That would only make it.
They rolling up.
That would only make it better. That would only make it better. How many spots left in the raffle? Let me take a look. Let's see here. How many spots left in the raffle? Actually, we got 16 spots left in the raffle, y'all. 16 spots. Yeah, man. Look, the fact that they got him again, bro. Like, and mind you, like,
Yeah, it's an inside job, man. It has to be.
oh, it's gotta
How
be.
do
It's
you how do
gotta
you
be
know
an
what's on
inside
these
job.
trains, bro? How do you pick the proper car?
Yeah, how do you know? Yeah,
Come
not
on.
only do you know the train, but you also know the correct train car.
Right.
So that means someone at the loading area who's helping to
Absolutely.
load this
Somebody got
inventory
the
onto the
manifest.
train. Correct.
Absolutely. Yeah. Of
Correct.
course.
Somebody getting a kickback right now.
Of course.
Somebody getting a kickback right now.
There's no doubt about it.
And mind you, y'all got to understand, right? To make money off these stolen pairs, you don't have to sell them for market pricing. Let's say you able to steal 100 pairs. Retails what, 140, 150 on them? You let them go at $100 per, that's pure profit.
100% profit, no matter what you let them go for.
100%
100%
profit.
You're absolutely right.
Minus what you had to pay the guy to let you know what train it is. But you might not even have to give him that much. You don't know what people are going through financially.
Right.
You know, $500 extra in his pocket might be all he needs to go, you know what? Yeah, this is the train car right here. That $500 going to do a lot for me and whoever else he might or might not have to take care of. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Everybody got a price, bro. Everybody got a price for something, for some of the stuff out here. You know? Now, that price might be extremely high, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I will back up a little bit, Lewis, to not say everybody has a price. When you do have integrity, man, when you got integrity, you have integrity. You know what I mean? Because money can't buy everything, but that is when you do have integrity.
Well, the person I was referring to when I was talking about this
Oh,
was
oh, oh, the
Miles
shiesty
Garrett.
person.
Miles
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Garrett.
yeah,
No, no,
yeah.
no.
I got
Miles
you.
Garrett of the Cleveland Browns. My man straight up said, "Nah, I don't want to talk new contract, none of that." Then they presented him like 40 some million per year, and he said, "You know what? I did want that chip, but I really like what I think Cleveland's doing here, so think I'm gonna stay." Yeah,
No,
they
no, no.
found his price point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. When you're referring to business, yes, but I was talking about doing something illegal or doing something
Oh,
wrong. Like,
yeah.
like to say everybody got a price. It's like, nah. Everybody don't do illegal stuff.
So you remember this guy, right? Zeta Kicks.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
remember this
Oh,
situation?
yeah.
So apparently, Zeta Kicks pleads guilty to fraud and conspiracy. Now, if y'all don't know, a lot of the early pairs or hype pairs they were guaranteed to make it to your hands was through this guy right here. But he was running, from my understanding, it was like a Ponzi scheme. And it says, following the voluntary dissolution of Zeta Kicks, the two were indicted in 2022 on numerous charges that included wire fraud, conspiracy to commit bank fraud, money laundering, mala. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. Just know him and his boy Mockerman initially played not guilty to all charges. In total, Zeta and Mockerman submitted over 15 fraudulent loan applications, all of which contained false and altered financial information. They received over $15 million in funds from these loan applications. The U.S. Attorney's Office will recommend 84 months for Zeta and 18 months for Mockerman, provided they accept responsibility. So, Mr. Think, they saying 84 months for Zeta, 18 months for the other guy. Did somebody snitch? 18 months versus the other dude's getting 84? Sound like somebody was snitching.
Man, that's a good question. Hard to tell. For some reason, the way that our legal system works, for some weird reason, you tend to get less time when it comes to um, these white collar crimes, money laundering and stuff like that, and you get a whole lot more time for a lot of the other stuff. So it's just very hard to tell, to be honest with you. Very hard to tell.
Yeah.
You never tend to get a lot of time when it comes to stuff with money for some reason. You just don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, to your point, like,
Are you familiar with the name Trevor Milton? He was the old CEO of Nikola Motors, because you had Tesla, then you had Nikola. There was an electric vehicle company, and he got in trouble for, I don't know, over a little bit over $200 million, and he got like 7 years in prison. You know what I mean? And when you start doing the math on it, you walk away with 200 million in 7 years. It's really not a bad exchange, when you look at it that way.
mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
but you don't tend to get a lot of time when it comes to money laundering for some reason.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. The crimes like that where it's pretty much is ruined. I mean, in this case here, the victim was a financial institution that they were getting these loans from. You know what I'm saying? But uh the interesting thing is when people like Bernie Madoff ran like a Ponzi scheme, and for all the people that were negatively affected, pretty much lost their life savings and their retirement, and just a lot of them they never recover from that, and there's no protections within federal law that recovers money to those people. The lawyers and all those people, they get paid first, and the victims, the only satisfaction they really get for a lot of them is the fact that the guy got caught. You know.
Right.
But
No, you're absolutely right.
speaking of CEOs, I had because we talk a lot about fashion and stuff here on the One Pair at a Time podcast channel. Mr. Think, can you just think to yourself what CEO I'm about to bring up real quick? And I'm gonna let you know it's not sneakers related. So it ain't Nike CEO.
Oh, you're gonna be talking about my guy.
Who's your guy?
Oh, Elon?
Nah, nah, not
Oh,
Elon.
oh snap.
Not Elon. Look, some of y'all out here used to rock this brand heavy.
Mm,
This is going to be an interesting story
got you, yeah.
because last year he was already accused of exchanging money for services from people, and apparently he was involved in some trafficking of individuals as well. Now, just recently, this story has come out, and this is going to be a wild one to pay attention to. And look, J.R. Wyman, you know what? To your point, he said Tom Sachs. To your point, I feel like there's going to be another story because I don't know how, with all the controversy around Tom Sachs, that Nike decided, yeah, we're going to still rock with your boy. I don't know. My man Jay said he learned from Diddy. Hey, yo. Man, listen, we still don't know all the information yet with Diddy. For all we know, they was running in the same circle. Okay? For all we know, they was running in the same circle. Says here more than 40 men have now come forward accusing the former chief executive of. I'm gonna zoom in so y'all can see what it's saying here because let me tell y'all something. YouTube AI will start flagging if I start reading off these words. So it says here Mike Jeffries, who was charged with the trafficking in October, is facing multiple civil lawsuits alleging he assaulted men under the guise of modeling opportunities with the fashion brand. Let me tell y'all something right now, man. Y'all don't understand how crazy the fashion music industry really is and what some of these people said yes to in order to put themselves in the spotlight. Okay? So to Mr. Think's point, when you got integrity and stuff like that, sometimes you're going to say no. You got to say no. Well, who was it? Who was it that was on the podcast with Shannon Sharp?
Cat
And he
Williams.
was like, who?
Cat Williams.
Cap, thank you.
Yeah, it was Cat.
You got to tell him no, right?
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
to tell him no. You got to protect yourself somehow. I mean, go ahead.
Let me share a story. This is a true story, and I'm gonna keep the name. I'm gonna keep the name obviously protected on this. A very close friend of mine. He's a model back in New York. This is a true story. Close friend of mine. He's a model back in New York for Jabot jeans. Um, he was doing his thing. He was doing all these modeling shows and all that stuff, and a lot of these shows you get to keep the clothes, right, and all that good stuff. He was doing his thing anyway, man. After one of his shows he had in Manhattan, he got called up into like the agency or whatever the designer was or whatever. Um, he pulled him into his office. Like keep in mind, we're in high school during this time too, so I mean we're minors, by the way. He got called into the office, and the guy immediately gets like a bottle of champagne from his desk or whatever. He puts two glasses up there, and he goes to my friend. He goes, you did your thing today. I'm proud of you. You know what I mean? Are you ready to go to the next level? And of course, my boy was like, you're like, yeah, like I'm serious. Boom, 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 blah, blah, blah. He pours the wine glass and he goes, take your pants off and let me top you off. That's what the designer said to my guy. And, my guy cussed him out and stormed out the office. Right. So he didn't even ask my friend to do it to him. This executive was trying to do it to him. Right. But imagine how many people that wouldn't leave that office, or imagine how many other kids that he said that to and they did not walk out. That's my question. Do you see what I'm saying?
Not just kids, grown adults.
Grown-ups too. But in this case, like I said, we're in high school. So imagine how many other people, that, and this is back in the day to where, like, I'm talking so far back. I'm talking the Tommy Hilfiger, the Calvin Kleins, like those brands
Late,
were
like
just
90s, 2000s, right?
yes, yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, now I personally don't know anybody who's been in a situation like that, but I've heard countless stories of just, to what Mr. Think's talking about. It's crazy out here. And a lot of the famous people you see, some of them were able to get into the industry and didn't necessarily have to do that, but I guarantee you at some point someone tried them. Like, yo, who was the okay, you seen the movie White Chicks, right? Mr. Think? Who the black bald dude, what was his real name that was in White Chicks?
Oh, you talking about the muscle?
Yeah, him.
Come on, you know who that is.
I know Terry Crews. There we go.
Terry Crews.
Terry
Yeah.
Crews.
I'm thinking about
Terry
Damien
Crews.
from Friday, but yeah, Terry Crews. Yeah.
Terry Crews. Bro, y'all can look it up. And shout out to Gerald Wadman. Appreciate that. I see you put it in the chat. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. Terry Crews has stories of him, like, producers and stuff coming on to him. Tragic situation. Tragic situation. And, and you look at Terry Crews and you're like, damn, like, who the heck gonna try my man Terry Crews like that? But it's the truth. Someone did.
Yeah. And sometimes, and you want to know what? Because we are, excuse me, we are having like that serious conversation, right? It's easy for you to look at someone's physical stature, just like you and I, Lewis. I mean, like, pause, but we're some pretty big guys, right? But it's easy. It's easy to look at someone's physical stature and be like, "There's no way my man got all them muscles. There ain't no way somebody, abused him or took advantage or even whatever." And it's like, nah, man, it goes beyond that. You know what I mean? It goes beyond physical stature. You know what I mean? There could be a lot of pressure. There could be a lot of pressure that's applied to somebody, in that industry to where it's like, yes, a 4-wheel dolly, 4-wheel, yeah, my bad.
It's all good. It's all good. Real quick, someone asked about Jay. Anyone copping the city? So Obsidian Lows are releasing next week. Obsidian Lows are releasing March 29th. They were supposed to release today, and then they got pushed back to March 29th. No Obsidian Lows are dropping today, at least that I know of. Maybe a couple stores are still going to drop them. I don't know. We've seen that happen before. Looks like Nordstrom dropped them. They're on Nordstrom right now. If y'all interested in the Obsidian lows, Nordstrom's got them right now. If y'all looking to get them. Let's see here. Anybody else drop them? Go ahead, Mr. Think, with what you were saying.
No, that was I had to step out because they're playing music in there. I don't want to get flagged. I don't want to flag you. I'm not streaming, but
Yeah.
no, it's. I just don't want someone to feel like, you got a big physical stature. Ain't no way, that can happen because there's a lot of other things, to consider. And once again, I'm not. Let me share a different story with you. I'll share a different story with you. When I was telling you that everybody don't have a price, I've been in situations myself. Within the law enforcement side of things, to where people have offered me money not to arrest them, right? People have offered me money not to take them into custody, and what I've done in situations like that is I have not taken the bribe, like flat out. I did not take the bribe. Whether I arrested them or not, we'll have to discuss that behind the scenes. But I did not take the bribe, and that's the point that I'm trying to make. Like, so when you said everybody has a price, I was like, not everybody. That's what I was referring to. Not everybody does it. So,
I got you. Yeah, I mean, he said I did EA and got him. Just waiting on. Yeah, I took EA from JD Sport for Mr. Think Impossible on Obsidian, so they're not shipping until sometime next week. It's all good though. But yeah, bro, like you're right. I mean, it's an unfortunate thing, but these guys are put in position to where they want to. They want to do the movies, the commercials. They want to be involved in this stuff, and these people know that they're basically the gatekeeper to them being able to have their face in front of the camera. But once some of these people say yes to that stuff, now they got you for life, basically, because a lot of them they got them doing crap on video. And they use the videos as basically blackmail. Some of the most gangsterous rappers you know of. The stories out there that is getting, it was getting stuff happening to them by some of these executives out here. So it's sad, but he said depends on your education too. By parents, I mean. Yeah. I mean, if you got good parents to let you know, like, that raise you the right kind of way. But there's other people out there that are like, oh, well, you got a chance to make it big. Look what you can do for the rest of us. Not knowing what that person has to sacrifice to themselves in order to provide that. So, any case, let's switch up the conversation here to something a little more light. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, we talking the truth on this. Yeah, we were, bro. We were. It's listen, we get into some different subject matters here. I know we mainly try to focus on the sneakers thing, but there's an old saying out there: if you can reach one, you can teach one. Pause. Meaning, you never know how your words can positively affect someone's life. You know what I'm saying? So, putting out there the right kind of information, and sometimes having the confidence to talk about some of these different subject matters, you never know who it could end up helping. Sometimes you never know. So, any case, shout out to everybody tapped in right now. It's a little after 10 o'clock here on March 22nd. Appreciate y'all being part of the One Pair at a Time podcast channel. Please double tap that screen. Appreciate y'all for being a part of it. Got my guy, Mr. Think here. He's out in Atlanta right now trying to help out some family. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I didn't think you was getting on at all, bro. Appreciate you being able to tap in right now. I thought Jay said he was going to be back from Thailand and be able to get on.
Yeah,
I could have sworn he said it.
I jumped on, just to listen, and I saw you
Mm-hmm.
solo, so I was like, yeah, man, let me tap in. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
literally at U-Haul right now, about to pick up this truck and do all that jazz. So I've just got myself on mute, like every time to get this truck real quick.
That's all good. That's all good. That's all good, bro. So look, man, so as far as have you come to a consensus yet as to whether or not you like the brick by bricks or the SB4s better?
Yes, I will go with the big brick only because of
Ooh.
the meaning behind it. However, however, I didn't get a chance to share this with you. I got some breaking news. I got some breaking news.
Hold up. Hold up.
I got some
Hold
breaking
on.
news.
We got breaking news.
Nah, this is big.
Pause.
Look, nah. This is huge. This is huge. Before, when we discussed, um, pine greens, the red family fence, and the
Yep.
navy,
Yep.
the SB.
Yep.
I
Yep.
said, this is me. I said green, red, blue.
Uh-oh.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Uh-oh.
That's what I said.
Uh-oh.
Now it's going to be blue,
Ooh.
red, green.
Hold up.
Y'all know how long I've waited to get my pine greens. Matter of fact, I just got them this year. By the way, I
Hold
just got
on.
my pine greens this year. You know this at SneakerCon.
Hold on.
Yes, that
Hold
happened, bro.
on.
That happened.
Hold on.
That happened.
Hold on. Stop the presses.
That
My man
happened.
said blue, red, then pine green fours.
Yo, you want to talk about the ultimate flip flop? I am a flip flopper, sir.
Man.
I am a flip
Man.
flopper.
So why? Why though? Why?
Man, so man, and like I said, I'm not trying to hype them up, right? I mean, the only difference, the only difference between all of these shoes, it's the same shoe, just different color.
Mm-hmm.
But that blue is just, it's a more wearable cake. It's a more wearable color, right?
Mm.
That color is more wearable, and because it's more wearable, um, it knocked the green. And I love the color. Look, I love the color green. I love the color green, but it's just a more wearable cake. It is.
Man.
It is. I mean, I took pine greens from one and put them to last, bro. That is nuts.
Man. He went from first to the only one that stayed consistent was the red pair, I think.
Correct.
Red
Which is
pair you
still
kept
number
at
two.
number 2, and
Which is
you
still at number
basically
two.
flip flopped the
Yeah.
blue and the green.
Yep.
You flip
The
flopped them.
Navy. The Navy took over the pine greens for me, bro.
Wow.
I know. It's bad.
Wow.
It's bad. It's bad.
Wow. My man Jeffrey Fight said blue, green, then red.
He still
Wow.
put the blue first. He
The
still put the
blue
blue first.
pairs. The blue pairs are taking over right now.
He
That
still
is
put the blue first.
interesting. Interesting take. I'm gonna have to wait till I get my pair in hand to really let y'all know.
Yeah. And fam, I know I went excessive with it, with that whole tab situation. It's something with the blue pair that tab on the back. It's even different than the pine greens.
I remember you mentioned that. Jay said the blue ones are going to look crazy with wear and age. Mm. Mm. When you really think about it, right? When you really think about it, I talked about this earlier before you got on. There's something about the different shades of blue that people seem to really gravitate towards. Case in point, like I'm gonna flash these on the screen real quick. Case in point. Okay. These right here. UNC Reimagines. As we get closer, more and more people are gonna be like, yeah, I need these for the collect. I need these. You know?
It is crazy, fair, because I'm neutral on these right now. Like I'm flat out just neutral. I don't love them. I don't hate them. I'm
Correct.
completely neutral on them.
That's how I feel too. But I feel like once I have them in hand, that my whole mindset's gonna change once I actually get these pairs in hand. Cause like you, I kind of have the same mindset when it comes to these, bro. I do. I kind of have the same mindset when it comes to these. You know, obviously we got the shatters coming.
Yeah, now the new Shatterback, but
July
that's a
12th.
whole new. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's different. Now
it's
that right there is
definitely,
different.
yeah.
But
You got the
but
shatters
once again,
coming. Chicago lows. But let's focus on the SBs. Let's not. Okay. So let me ask you this, right? If you were to change anything on the Pine Green SB4s, what would you change? And you on mute right now.
this might sound wonky, but if they were to make the air sole unit, the inside, the plastic on the air sole, the color of the shoe.
Ooh.
So the pine greens, we have the red. We got the red on the air
Correct,
sole.
correct, correct.
What if we would have got some green? I got you. It's not bad.
That's not a bad little take right there. That's not.
A nice subtle little difference. Is this 1 hours?
You know, Church, to your point, right? To your point in what it is you're saying, the brick by bricks almost feel like they had a level of untouchableness to them versus the Pine Green 4s, much like the Midnight Navy SB4s, with the right kind of footwork, you would have been able to secure a pair at retail. Now, I did stop at one local skate shop and I put in for the raffle, but they said had I bought something extra, I would have been able to have more tickets, so I would have been able to give myself more opportunities. I just did not have the time on my hands to go and purchase something and come back and get more raffle tickets. I was in a time crunch. I got my one ticket and I rolled out. But, you know, I tried to exhaust all avenues, putting in all the different raffles and stuff. I just didn't come out with a retail dub. But I was smart enough to recognize, like, all right, I had a bunch of shoes I was moving off of anyhow, and I had a bunch of funds getting collected, so I could just use those and allocate them towards getting these fours. And so I made the purchase right before, the day of release, but before all the W's and L's started coming out. So I was able to get them at a decent price point. You know what I'm saying? But
Hey,
I
yo,
was not
Lewis.
gonna. Go ahead.
No. I wanted to share something with you real quick. Real quick. I had to work when these
Yeah,
SB navies came out, right? These SB4s came out.
correct.
At the shop out here in Denver, they only had it at one location. It's called 303 Boards. I put that in my video. Yo, fam, the pairs that I got off of people, I had to tap that resale market, right? So they told me they had 600 pairs there, bro.
600.
Ain't that crazy? That people were doubling back and tripling back and quadrupling back in the line. The same line. That's how many pairs they had. People
Look at them.
people came up. People came up on these, bro. Yeah, I don't see it.
Like, and here's the other thing. The fact that that one skate shop had that many pairs, bro. And in comparison, DJ Tyler, yep, in his area. And in comparison, Purple Haze isn't on here, but Purple Haze lives out in the Chicago area. And his local skate shop, he went in, entered the raffle, came back out, and gave me a call again. He said, yo, my local skate shop has 13 total pairs. They had one size 8, one size 8.5, one size 9, one size 9.5, one size 10, one size 10.5, one size 11, one size 11.5, one size 12, one size 13. They had one size of each pair. Total. So how does the one store get 600 pairs and another one in a whole different area? They only get 13 total pairs, one pair in each size. That's crazy allocation right there.
It is. And I don't know how that was, what that was based off of and how and what, but, because Perp did tell me that as well. So it depends on the demographics, geography of where you were at, man. That's what it really depended on. And I wish I was able to cop this for retail, because if I wasn't working that day, I would have been able. I told Perp, fam, if they were letting people quadruple back into the line, I could have copped for the entire panel for retail. That would have been that would have been crazy. That would have been completely epic for me to cop for everybody on panel at the same time.
That would have been epic. Plus some extra.
Bro, I'm telling you, I had the funds.
You would have been able to run some crazy raffle or something, bro.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you. Look, let me put it this way. I would have just kept on buying them until they would have told me, all right, sir, that's enough.
Yeah.
I would have just kept doubling back. 10, 15 pairs. Why not? I would have done it.
Yeah. Mr. Think, I saw your 12s on feet. What you got on feet right now, bro?
Oh.
What you got on feet right now?
My man, how do you change the camera over? I don't know how to even switch.
You gotta. Usually, it's like a circle with 2 arrows. Oh, he got them fluies on feet.
Yeah, I don't even know how to turn the camera over.
It's all right. Just turn it and hold it downward. That's all good.
Yeah, I'll put it on the floor. Yeah, I got him off foot, man.
Yeah. Oh, you too far away. Yeah, there you go. Come closer. Pause. Come closer. There you go. There we go. Got them flu games on feet. How they feel?
Mad comfortable.
How they feel?
Mad comfortable.
Man.
They are mad comfortable. And you know what? Don't nobody beat me up, because I'm doing the move. So yes, I'm working in my flu game.
Yeah. Talk about wearing your shoes, bro.
I wear my kicks, bro.
Hey, you saw I posted yesterday. I threw these on.
Yeah. Yep.
Man.
Yeah. I like those super clean. I wore those
red joints.
A carnival.
And look, that was the first time I wore them joints too, bro. That's what I try to tell y'all, man. I got a bunch of shoes I need to undo. Hey, Mr. Think, I got a question for you, yo. I got a question for you. Oh, let's get him back when he paying attention.
Good.
You know I still got them all white Kobe's, right?
Yeah.
I've contemplated coming up off them Kobe's, bro.
For what?
I don't know. Maybe
swapping them out for?
Maybe I don't know, like a raffle on them or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I listen. Those there's a few shoes in here I go back and forth on, for real, as to whether or not I should hold on to them or let them go. There are a few.
Look, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I'm in the process of purging something vicious, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you remember how Jay said that he was gonna go through his collection and he's looking at PEs, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to go the PE route, but I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to go more along the route of completing the set or the collection. So like just to give an example, I want all unions. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start attacking sets. You know what I mean?
Oh, you trying to get the union pack? All the fours, the one, bro. Them union want them black toes and storm blues though.
Hmm. Hmm. But remember, as many shoes as we have, man. I mean, all I got to I come up off of 10 pairs, man, and you got over $1,000. Come up off of 10 pair of kicks. I mean,
Hey,
it's really not that hard to do, to be honest.
would
It's
you
not that
would you
hard.
consider a great looking pair that's used,
I
or do
actually
you
would.
really
No,
want
no, no,
brand new,
no, no,
brand new?
no. I actually would, and the reason why I would is because, like, no lie, I wear my kicks. Now, I've considered if I was gonna put these Nigels on ground already. I've considered that, but I do wear my sneakers. I do
Mm-hmm.
have dead stock sneakers, but a lot of the dead stocks that I have, they're double ups, or some of them even triple ups. Like I quadrupled up on the military blues, and I sold like 2 pairs already. So I have like one more size 12, like just as an example. But you know, I do wear my kicks.
So a size 12 right now on StockX, brand new, 1,600. They was going for more than that. I feel like the unions was going for a lot more than that at one point. And now considering, hey, but if you were able to put together a whole union pack, that'd be dope, bro.
You know what I
That'd
mean?
be,
So those are things that I'm considering. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm not going the PE route. I'm not going the
Hey,
PE route, but I am
real
considering that.
quick, Snipes dropped the Obsidian One lows. Snipes dropped them. They're available according to the link. Yeah, they're available. Full size run on Snipes. No queue. No queue either. If y'all interested in picking up the Obsidian One lows and don't want to wait for release next week, they got them. No queue. Go ahead, Mr. Tank.
Oh, no, you good, brother. I'm listening.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, the because Jay talked about going for the PEs. That's gonna be an expensive endeavor. That's gonna be a real expensive endeavor. Trying to get the college PEs and all that. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure y'all double tap that screen. If you're new in here, man, make sure you subscribe up to the channel where your kicks 26. Find my God, Mr. Think I'm Possible. Make sure you also are subscribed to One Pair at a Time podcast channel. Definitely appreciate y'all being here, man. Look, it's it's almost, in a way, it's almost kind of great that the actual release isn't until next week. It gives y'all basically a week off. A week off of copping shoes like that. You know what I'm saying? Save up some money, relax, maybe kick back, go watch a movie, do something, enjoy your Saturday, not having to necessarily go out here and hunt down some of these shoes, you know, as we had to do for them cool gray 9s, we had to do for them black metallic 5s. We can somewhat be all right now. You know what I'm saying? Somewhat be all right. What we got here? Hold up. We ain't got no first looks on them. Never mind. Oh, speaking of, we was talking about the red SB4s, Mr. Think.
Yeah, I tried to get my phone
Bro,
in a
look at
cup holder
this.
there. It wouldn't work.
People are paying up to $4,000.
It's better than the 10.
Look at the sizes though. For like a size
Yeah,
9.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, where the
yep.
size 12 at?
Right.
Where the
You
size
know,
12 at?
on a personal note, that's another. That's for me personally, just my opinion. That's another ding against the SBs is that pack's not going to be
Completed.
complete. That's a ding right there.
Yeah, and they need to stop showing these damn shoes, to be honest with you. My man, 12 is a 6,000. Damn, size
Yo,
12, 6,000.
you see what I'm saying? Like that's yeah, it's kind of messed up.
But
I'm not
see,
gonna
here's the
hold you.
thing. I saw a video clip of a reseller that said he had 100 pairs of the Nike SB, the red SB4s. And I'm like, how? How you got 100 pairs? I thought they're friends and family, so it should be limited. Real limited. There shouldn't be that many out there. My man say, I would love to have some college PEs, but understand you do not go into Michigan State territory wearing anything but that green, and vice versa for Wolverines country. All right, so we know you now. You out there in the Michigan area, and not 100%, 100% can understand where you coming from. 100% can understand where you coming from. Oh, where Jay Elevate at, bro? We got to look here. Have you seen the friends and family brick by bricks? So we was talking about it earlier. It's either going to be that all blue pair, or there's technically a fire red brick by brick that's supposed to be dropping. Fire red color blocking, but bike air on the back. So let us know if you know for a fact which ones are supposed to be. Which ones are supposed to be the friends and family? I would love to know. I would love to know which one's supposed to be the friends and family. But what we got? That red SB4 is nice, but in no way was that intended to be for. No, there's no way it was intended to be a friends and family, and we don't know the actual story as to why they ended up being that way. You know, as to why they ended up being that way. Don't think they're calling that fire red pair brick by brick. Yeah, I don't know what they're calling them. They're fire red Nigel 4s. That's what we'll refer to them as. I don't know what they're calling them, you know. But hey, Mr. Tate, you want to see a blast from the past? A blast
Yes,
from the
sir.
past. Look what's on the way back. Allegedly, Stephon Marbury is
Oh
reviving his
snap!
affordable Starberry sneaker brand. What? The Starberries.
I
Yo,
remember the Starberries. That's crazy.
man. Man, these shoes were going for like $25 brand new. Some of y'all was not in the game to know about Starberries, bro. Starberries, man, just hold on, I gotta look these up real quick. I gotta look some of these up. I gotta look some of these up. They were affordable. They were. Let's see here. Man.
This Atlanta traffic ain't playing.
Oh,
Man.
nah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Atlanta traffic is serious out there, bro. Yeah, y'all. The Starberries. I'm showing some of these right now, Mr. Thing. I know you driving, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember them joints, man.
Man.
I remember them joints.
2006. Yep. And I remember, too, like, there was a store out in Morgantown, West Virginia, because that's where I went to school at, called Stephen Barry's. Stephen Barry's, and they sold the Starberries there. That's wild work. Wild work. Oh, they had some light up joints too? Oh, hell nah, bro. Hell nah.
Nah, I can't be doing all that.
You can't do that. Not every shoe needs to light up or glow in the dark. You know? Yeah, y'all. Start there. It's not even that people really rocked Starberries. So let me not hold y'all and making you think people was really out here rocking the Starberries like that. But it was just a well-known brand during that time period. Well-known brand. Let's see. Main question I have is, was the recent camping for the Nines organic or prompted by Nike? And them grandmas grabbing the brick. Yo, did you see that? The grandmas that were able to get the Nigel Force?
Yeah,
What's up with
yeah.
that, bro?
Trends. You know what I
Is
mean?
that a
Trend
plant?
trend jacket.
But people think they're plants. People think they were planted there by Nike.
No, yeah. I wouldn't look. Nike is doing a great job, with the brand, man, and bringing back the hype and the storytelling. They're doing like a very very good job with marketing. So people going after these nines, man. I mean, I can't say I'm surprised at this point because we as a people, I'm not saying you and I or people here in the comments, but we as a people, we've gotten comfortable. We've talked about this, fam. I mean, we have black cement threes sitting. We
Sitting.
have all our Mars below retail right now. I mean, we've had not just black cement, we had everything, man, just available
Sitting,
and sitting,
bro.
everything. You know what I mean? So you get
Facts.
comfortable. I can grab those. I'll swing back around. Oh yeah, it's all good. I'll catch those in the outlets. And Nike said, nope, nope.
Nah.
You
Yeah,
remember I was on the
yo.
Nike app, and I was telling you there's not an Air Jordan 1 chilling on the Nike app right now, bro. Well, that was a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if there's anything there now. I think they had like one golf pair and they had another pair, but they don't have any Air Jordan 1s there. Zero.
Yo, you know what the crazy part also about it is? We legit thought that um them cool grade nines was gonna sit. Jay was the only one that stood on business and said, nah, these joints gonna sell out.
And
Jay was the
he
only one that
was
stood on business with it.
he was absolutely correct. Do you know why? Because we had the powder blue sit, we had the olive sit. Because like you said, you can walk in the store and just pick them up and buy them. You reduce the stock numbers on them,
Mm-hmm.
but hold on, Lewis. We've talked about this too, though. Do you remember last year? Do you remember last year when we were talking about what Nike can do? Jay is always talking about storytelling, bringing about the history, right?
Yep.
And then I was mentioning, look, this it's hard to tell. I know nothing. It's hard to tell because the moment you make limited pairs and limited stock, yeah, I see that video right now. Them grannies.
Yep.
Yeah, you limit the stock and you can probably sell anything out, especially when it has the hype.
Yeah.
Especially when it's hype attached.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Air Jordan 1, right? Which is my favorite silhouette. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Let's talk about the any one of them, the UNC toe or the taxi ones. When you make practically three pairs of that same colorway and you have a lot of pairs of them, you burn that shoe out. They
Yeah.
had a Jordan 1 high, they had a Jordan 1 mid, and they had a Jordan 1 low.
It's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey, shout out to the grandmas for being able to cop the Jordan 4 brick by brick. Bro, when she put the shoe against her head, I got a little upset, to be honest with you, bro.
Hey,
She
yo,
started
fam.
doing, watch this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Just like a hype beast, bro.
But exactly, exactly. But watch this. Imagine what that video is doing to some older folk, or that age bracket. The older folk that's like, we don't wear them Jordan Nike shoes, and then you got somebody doing that, and they're like, man, I want to go get a pair of those. Man, they get influenced just like everybody else. Ain't nobody exempt from this marketing game, bro. They know
Hey,
exactly what they're doing.
if there's any women right now in the chat watching the live, here go a Halloween idea. You can go and hype these grandmas for Halloween.
Hype these grannies.
Hype these grannies, bro. Hype these grannies. Man. Look at this. Hey, shout out to them, man. Shout out to them for being able to cop. Someone said the shoes look oversized, like they not really their size. I don't know. I'm looking at the shoe she got on next to it, and it look about the same size to me. It's just harder to tell because that other shoe is all black. And the Jordan 4s look, Jordan 4s look big on people's feet to begin with, bros. So, I don't know. All right. We're going to stop. We're going to stop with them gloating right now. Hey, man, shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all being tapped in once again. March 22nd, 2025. One Pair at a Time podcast channel. We got a reprieve this week with no Jordan 1 Obsidian lows dropping. But for those y'all in the chat, let us know who actually wants to try to get them a pair of those that are going to release next week. And then someone put it in the chat that I believe the Rare Airs come out right at the week after. The Rare Air
Lewis,
ones
I want to
come
ask
out
you
the
about
following
that.
week. Yeah, go ahead.
So back to this train heist, because I asked if they were the Obsidian lows, but those aren't even retailing for that much. I was trying to do some math. They said it was $300,000 worth of inventory, right? Did they say how many pairs it was, or just the dollar amount?
1,500 pairs, about
Just
$300,000
$1,500.
worth. So you talking $200 a pair?
That's what I wanted to do. Maybe we can try to determine what type of shoe it was. Using that.
The only thing I can think of maybe is the Rare Air 2s. Excuse me, the Rare Air 3s or 4s.
Right, because the Obsidian
Around
lows
there.
are going for what?
140, 150.
Yeah. So it can't be those. I know I said that earlier, but now that I was thinking about it, I was like, it can't be, because the math don't add up.
1,500 pairs, approximately $300,000. Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be at least those 3s, maybe. I don't know. Either way, I mean, look, and it may not even be Jordan sneakers. It just said Nike
you're right.
allocated pairs.
No, you're right.
I'm trying to think what's dropping for. Oh, because it's Air Max month too. You got to remember that. So, what is it? Those Air Max 95 Big Bubbles are dropping. That green pair. I don't know what they going for though. But hold up. Hold on a second, bro. Nike is bringing back the inflatable jacket. What? All right. I don't even know if I can say this. Real quick.
No, I want to hear it.
I don't even know if I could. Bro. Look at this jacket real quick. Now, hold on a second. Let me.
Oh.
Bro, this jacket looks suspect right now.
I don't know, man. I'm actually kind of feeling that a little bit.
Why they making a jacket where it look like you got veins on your back, bro? That joint making you look like a Snickers bar.
Yo. The Snicker back.
Yo. That remind T-Pain, he does like a podcast, right?
Yeah.
He was talking about one of his friends. He goes, yo, why my boy like to eat his Snickers upside down? He said he likes to feel it vein side down on the Snickers bar, bro.
Yo, that's
bad
business. That's bad business right there.
I say, yo, that's some nasty work right there, bro. He said, but didn't they say these shoes were to drop on April 1st? Yeah, they said something about them stolen pairs supposed to drop April 1st. I don't know. I don't know. Look, we don't know, Tyler. We weren't there. They could tell us anything they want, to be honest with you, bro. They math might not even be correct.
Yeah.
We talking about estimates.
Right, right. I don't know. These train hires are starting to become very good marketing.
And here's the other thing. Okay. They're slated to drop April 1st. Well, Obsidian One Lows was slated to drop today. And now look. Now they're the 29th. So that date can move at any point in time. So it could be anything, to be honest with you. It could be anything. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. How far you got to drive, Mr. Think? Or you just stuck in some traffic right now? You've been there sooner had it not been for that.
No. It actually opened back up. I got 5 more minutes before I get to my destination.
5 minutes?
Yeah, and I got to start loading up this truck. It opened back up.
I got you.
Good.
I got you. Yeah. Hey, guys, look, there's some places out here. They're dropping the Obsidian One Lows if y'all want them. Hold on a second. I got an alert here for rare airs, but it might be like DTLR hit me with the okie doke. Oh, no. What's this? What is this? Never mind. I thought, man, look. Hey, Tyler, we got to get on our boy here with the Soul Retriever stuff, bro. He need to, nah. He need to get his act together. Because I'm tired of this nonsense with him. He need to get his act together. Anyways, hold up. Extra butter, rare airs drop. Nah, it's just an alert for the raffle. Never mind. My bad, y'all. False alarm. But make sure y'all stay tapped into your alerts because today you will have one more opportunity at the Nigel Ford Brick by Bricks via Union, Los Angeles. They will be doing a raffle that will open up 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which means it's 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here, and you have 1 hour to enter. 1 hour to enter. And on top of that, it's not an EQL. They'll be sending out invoices for you to pay in order to secure your shoe, just like they did for the Chicago Shadows.
Wait, that's today, right, Lewis?
Today.
That's today.
Today, sir. Yeah.
At 12 o'clock.
At 12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, bro. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, wait, you on the East Coast right now. So,
I am on the East Coast.
You on the East Coast. So you good. I'll make sure to put it in the chat when we get closer to the time. You know, I'll make sure to put it in the chat so we are ready to go. And at least, hey, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, y'all. 100% of the shots you don't take.
Every time.
So.
Every time. Hey, hold on, my bad. You said this is not an EQL.
Not an EQL. They will send you an invoice just like they did for the Union Chicago Shadows. They sent invoices out that you had to pay.
Okay.
All right. So. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Got one more chance.
It's going to be interesting. And for those of y'all interested, we talked about this earlier. There is, let's see here, enter the draw 3 p.m. on 3/23 for a chance to purchase the upcoming release. Ama Meniere is dropping their 3-pack. Okay, For the Love. All right, we got the Ama 3s. Look, Ama 3s are clean, y'all. Ama 3s are clean, but people are tired of the, the amount of time it takes for Ama Meniere to ship shoes sometimes. These Air Maxes, they're not bad. I just don't want them.
Yeah, I was actually glancing over those earlier because they right now on my site they got raffles open for pretty much for everything right now.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
Okay.
So Air Max 95 hand wash cold and Ama Maniere Nike Air Force One hand wash cold are set to release exclusively from Ama Maniere on March 29th. Enter the draw by 3 p.m. on March 23rd for a chance to purchase the upcoming releases. Eventually, now look, I don't know which ones are releasing and not releasing on Sneakers app. So that's the threes. I'm pretty sure the threes are released on Sneakers app, but as far as the Air Maxes and the other Air Forces, I'm not sure. Maybe not.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because they never released the 39s, right, on Sneakers app.
No, they did not.
Yeah.
No, they did not. No, they did not. So, yeah, I mean that's where we at right now. That's where we at. Y'all appreciate you being tapped in here once again. One Pair at a Time podcast channel. I got Mr. Think checking in with us from out there in the Atlanta area, driving around. If any of y'all are in Atlanta, man, be out there on the streets. You might see him drive by, like OJ.
Yo, there's
OJ.
He's an OJ. There's two spots out here that I'm gonna go check. One is called Soul. Was it Soul?
Soul Play. Soul Play.
It could be Soul Play.
Yeah, that's the one that Tony D2 Wild goes to sometimes.
Okay, so Soul Play, and then there was another one called like Addiction or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
there's Wish out there too, bro. If you can get to Wish.
Wish
yeah, ATL.
Tomorrow too. Yeah. Tomorrow's gonna be the day.
Wish Atlanta's out there too. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Flight said Obsidian lows are sold out on Sneakers Europe.
Wait, what happened?
On Sneakers app Europe, the Obsidian one lows sold out.
Okay.
No Hype said, them bricks are my sneaker of the year so far, and Nike better bring something insane to top them. A lot of people are thinking Brick by Bricks might end up being a sneaker of the year.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I told you, I put the bricks over the SB4s.
Are we? I mean, is this gonna be the year where we really have to separate sneaker of the year GR versus collab? Because I feel like when you think about it, GR wise, sneaker of the year right now is probably the Metallic 5s. Probably the Metallic Reimagined 5s is probably the GR sneaker of the year.
At the moment, I would have to agree with that. At the moment, yes.
Could we call them the overall consensus sneaker of the year, though? Because then it's like, damn, them Brick by Bricks. But not everybody was able to touch Brick by Bricks.
Right.
So that's the difference.
It's move day.
That's the difference. Black Cat 4s, maybe. Black Cat 4s with Nike Air on the back, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
What's your thoughts on that? With them putting the Nike Air on the Black Cat 4s?
Look, I'm wondering if they gonna top the white cement 4s, to be honest with you. What's gonna have more craze to them, white cement 4s or Black Cat 4s with Nike Air on the back? I don't know. My GR sneaker of the year is the Flu Games. Ooh, okay. White cement 4s ain't even dropped yet, and you already calling for Flu Games. That's okay.
And
right.
You want to know what? I'm not mad at that. Just to be honest with you, I am not mad at that because man, there's so much heat dropping. There's already so much heat that already dropped. Man,
correct. Correct. And listen.
I mean, bro, what? We still got 11s popping out, but like Gammas, right?
Oh, Gamma, bro. We got like 5 different pairs of Jordan 11s dropping this year.
Right. I don't know. There's a lot.
Gamma 11s, Rare Air 11s. Then the women are getting like 2 different pairs of, like, it's crazy the 11s are dropping this year, bro. Crazy amount of 11s. That don't even include the 11 lows. If some of y'all want to throw them in there, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, man. This year is serious. It is
Now,
serious.
real quick to switch gears. You like 13s, right?
Oh yeah, I like that too.
All right. What did you think when they announced these are coming out for next year?
Um, I will get those, but with my 13s, I don't know what it is when it comes to me. I am a sucker for that 3M stitch. I
Mm,
am a sucker for that. I love it
yeah.
when it has that 3M, that reflective stitching in it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely love it. But you know, look, this colorway right here is unmatched. You can't go wrong with this.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
So far, we've got
Ooh,
confirmed
ooh.
all three. Now, here's the thing. I recently got a clean pair of infrared sixes.
Infrared, yeah.
I have a pair of infrared sixes. And now they talking about coming out next year. I'm like, man.
Ooh. I like them
But
sixes right there.
but the infrared and the cool gray fives, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You know I'm a sucker for them grays.
I like these cool gray. I like these better than cool gray nines.
Personally, I would go. I would agree with that. On a personal note, yes, I actually would.
You know, I like
I
the
actually would.
fives. I like the cool gray fives over the nines. Them Jones look damn. They look good.
Yeah, sail lace or white lace it up. I don't know if that's white on the bottom, or if that's a sail.
It's like a silver.
The silver.
Yeah, it's like silver on the bottom.
Yeah, I'd
I could
offset
see
that with.
like some white laces in there
But
making
but
these
once
pop.
again, right. But once again, with that color, you know how that gray is so neutral. You can put
You could throw
anything
red
in there.
laces in them
You can throw
joints.
purple. You can put anything, bro. Anything. It'll pop.
Oh yeah.
You can put anything in there. It'll pop.
Yep. I think the only lace color I could see maybe I'd have a hard time coming around to is black laces.
I think it'll pop. I
You know,
do.
black. I think for this is me personally speaking.
Yeah, yeah,
Black laces would kind of be tough for me to throw in there and be like, okay. But
yeah.
Miles said 13s are my top 3 favorite silhouette and also very comfortable. Man, listen, you ain't lying about 13s being
I like
comfortable at
13s.
that, bro.
My matter of fact, my bread 13s, they're starting to
Mm.
separate. The glue's starting to separate a little bit.
Oh, you need some. You need some. You need some new ones. They need to drop them joints, bro. They need some bread 13s. And
Yeah,
don't get
my
you an
glue's
extra
starting to
pair of
separate.
them Chicago joints and paint the uppers. Don't do that. Remember, people did that with
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
they got yellow thunders and they painted them to make them look like black cats. Only for Nike to go, yeah, we giving y'all black cats next year.
Right.
Y'all wasted your money on that joint, trying to customize the shoes. He said they can steal my idea as long as I can have a pair or two, but I need the Awake Fives. But instead of the pink, have OG camo, and I definitely want. But see, the camo was already done by Supreme though. The camo was already done by Supreme. So if Awake came out and did camo as well, they'd just be biting off Supreme. So that'd be a waste. That'd be a waste. It's crazy how easily the playoff 13s were the cop. Man, I was just looking
Yeah,
at my pair of playoff
yeah,
13s, bro.
yeah. Though I'm
I
not
was
gonna lie,
literally
man.
just looking at these, like, damn.
Hey, yo, fam, those are so nostalgic for me, and those were heavily disrespected. They were.
Hey,
They were heavily. I'm not even mad at it because we were
I
able to get
got me
them
a pair.
without a problem. But
Hey,
those were heavily disrespected.
hey. Playoff 13, another good playoff shoe. The playoff eights. The playoff eights, another one. It's funny is the playoff eights actually made some noise when they dropped, which was wild to me because most of the community ain't feeling eights like that. You know? But yeah, I mean, look, if you got yourself a pair of these playoff 13s, man, iconic shoe. Definitely gotta have these up in the collection, especially if you a 13 lover. especially if you're a 13 lover. You know,
I agree with that.
people did disrespect both, but you know what? Listen, we've already established enough on here to let people know that there's a lot of people that don't really love shoes. They just love the clout that shoes brings them.
Right.
You know,
Right.
look, oh man, I moved them over there. How people disrespecting the Cherry 12s like that, bro? Disrespected the flu games in a way. But they was out here fighting over these
Yeah.
5s, and they was fighting over these cool grade 9s.
Yeah.
Nasty work, bro. Hey, it is what it is now. It is what it is, you know? It is what it is. So, man, playoff 13's going on feet today. Mine made up. You know what? I thought about throwing mine on too, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm post
Yeah, that's
pictures
dope.
of IG. Oh yeah,
That's dope.
they going back outside to touch some grass again. Facts. Sneakerhead behavior is unpredictable at this point. It really is, because a lot of the people follow the trends. They following the trends right now, you know. And look, and to Mr. Thing's point, you know, he admitted it earlier, backtracking on his ordering as far as the SBs are concerned. And I gotta backtrack myself too, because remember I kind of said, well, I got the pine green, so I don't necessarily. I was like, nah, when it came to the Midnight Navy 4s. I did not maintain that same energy. I did not. I did not. I did not. I
Oh,
started seeing them good in hand pictures, and I said, you know what? The last time I did this to myself, I was looking at the shoes being like 800. Mind y'all, here's the thing too. For what I paid for a brand new pair of these Midnight Navy 4s, I paid damn near the same amount for a used pair of SB4 Pine Greens, y'all. Okay? I'm not doing this again. I'm not.
you know what, Lewis? I did the same thing. Right. Right. My SB Pine Greens were used in very good condition, but I paid less for the navies than I did the same exact thing.
No.
And Lewis, I didn't tell you, I did the double.
Oh, you did pick up that other pair.
480. I tried to get them down to 475. We sold those
You
on
know what?
480.
All right, you let them win by $5. That's all right. That's all
But I
right.
still did it.
So
Yep.
you gonna hold on to that pair for a while?
Yeah,
What you gonna
yeah.
do with it? Trade bait?
Yes, maybe. Because you know, like I said, right now on my wish list, I still got the two, the unions and the high
85
85
highs.
bread. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
There
Yep.
you
So I still
go.
got those on the wish list.
We need to get Mr. Think a pair of the Union Chicago Shadows and
Yep.
85 high breads. You
Yep.
know anybody that's got extra pairs willing to make a trade in that size 12? Need that size 12.
Yep.
You know? Brick by bricks or a red Octobers for the people.
Ooh, I
Ooh.
like that comparison right there.
Ooh.
I actually
Man.
like that comparison
Maybe.
right there.
We'll have to check back in on this
I like that.
a year from now.
I
My
actually
man
like that.
said,
I like that
no
comparison.
hype said, I have pine greens and military blue 4s. So I'm totally happy with my choice to pass for brick by bricks. Um, okay. All right.
Yeah. So, and I even talked about this in my video on how man, I had to eat those words because when I first saw those brick by bricks, wait, I just got a message. Did you get that? Was it Kick Finder?
Hold up. Hold up. What came through?
I'm looking right now.
Something came through. Well, in 1 hour, the
Oh,
raffle's dropping for the Nigels.
that's what it was. It's just a 1 hour
Okay,
reminder.
1 hour, guys. Well, actually, 59 minutes to be exact. 59 minutes and the raffle open up.
Yep.
You'll have 1
Yep.
hour to enter.
Yeah.
One
That's what
hour
it
to
was. It's
enter
just a
through
reminder.
Union, LA. Through Union, LA.
Yeah. So I like like I said, I even put this in my video because when we first started, talking about these brick by bricks, I had that same energy. I was like, well, I got other Jordan 4s, boom, boom, I'm good, whatever. And then I was looking at that colorway and was like, you can't wear everything with it, and then I started to look up more videos on Nigel, you know what I mean, and seeing him come from Jamaica, Queens, and I'm from Southside Jamaica, Queens, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, to support this brother, sneaker head game, he was the one who actually said it. He was like, man, I gotta represent New York and this and the third, and I was like, you know what, you know what, I'm
That's
having
all
a
you
change
needed
of
to
heart.
hear. That's all you
I'm
needed to
changing. I'm
hear.
having a change of heart. I don't lived out in Colorado too long. You know what I mean? I done got influenced.
You
I
out there
forgot
in
my roots.
with the mountains and stuff,
Right,
bro.
right. I done fell in love with the mountains, man. Forgot
You
my
know,
roots.
you out of the concrete jungle.
Right, right. And
Shoot.
I was like, nah. So the purpose, the meaning, and the storytelling of the shoe actually does, have more of an impact,
Mm-hmm.
versus the colorway, because I do think that colorway is nice, but I also think it's not as like what we talk about. It's just not a
Mm.
completely wearable everyday, colorway. But I did change my mind on them, and so I'm so happy I was able to cop those for retail at that. You know what I mean?
Got you.
To hit a got them on sneakers app with those, that makes
Mm-hmm.
up for every Kobe I missed out on. That
Damn.
makes up for everything, bro.
Damn.
It really does.
Yeah, I mean to hit a pair like that, bro. To hit these Nigels for retail on sneakers app. You might as well print that got 'em screen out and frame it. You might as well print that got 'em screen out and frame it, bro, because that's
No, you're
wild.
right.
That's
You're right.
wild. That's
I
a,
am happy.
definitely a good hit, man. Definitely
I
a
am
good
happy.
hit. Well, y'all, it is 11:03 today, March 22nd, 2025. Once again, you rocked out with the One Pair at a Time podcast channel. Don't forget, in about 56 minutes, Union Los Angeles raffle for the Nigel 4 is pretty much going to be your last opportunity to try to cop these shoes for retail. You have a 1 hour open raffle. Good luck to y'all that go ahead and enter. Appreciate y'all being tapped in, rocking out with us. Got our guy, Mr. Thing Impossible, out there in the Atlanta way right now, East Coasting it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Beautiful out
Hopefully
here
next
too.
week we got the whole crew back with Jay Elevate and I got Purple Haze. Jay on his way back from Thailand. And he said he got some interesting things he wants to talk about. Got some
Nah.
videos he gonna be dropping. He said, man, look, he let us know on a live that he popped up on that I was in a couple days ago. And he said, y'all think y'all know what the fakes is looking like. He said there's some serious foo-foo stuff going on over there, man. For real. For real. What's the thing? What you got to close out with, bro?
Hey man, you know what? Even though I didn't plan on being here, man, it's always a pleasure. And it took you on a little journey with me, so it's always a pleasure seeing everybody active, man. Shout out to everybody who tapped in. It's always love on this end, man. It's always love. I appreciate all of y'all.
Facts, man. Make sure y'all catch us next week, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, One Pair at a Time podcast channel. But make sure you have the notification bells turned on because you never know when you might get a random pop-up live from us because sometimes it be breaking news and we gotta
That's right.
go ahead and get into it. You know what I'm saying? You
That's
can't
right.
wait till Saturday all the time. But we'll catch y'all next week. Appreciate y'all being tapped in. Make sure you run them likes up. If you haven't subscribed yet to my guy, Mr. Think I'm Possible, or myself, Wear Your Kicks 26. Make sure you go ahead and
Yeah,
do so.
yeah.
Appreciate you guys. Want to remind y'all, you too can have a great collection, but it gets built one pair at a time, y'all. And we out. Have a safe Saturday, safe weekend. Peace.